Welcome to the Soulful Badass podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, an intuitive success coach from the UK, and I'm here to help entrepreneurs, leaders, and soul-aligned goddesses to create epic levels of success and impact in your life and your business. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you are tuning in every week for mindset talk, manifestation, magic, and incredible interviews with other soul-aligned entrepreneurs. So hit the subscribe button, and I'd love to invite you to come and join the Soulful Badass community. All the links are in the show notes. Please go and click them, and I'll see you in there. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's podcast. In today's podcast, I want to talk to you about inner child healing. Now, this is something that gets banged about a lot, and a lot of people talk about it. And sometimes it can be something that's quite triggering. Now, I see inner child healing as one of the most important things you will ever do as an adult in this world. We don't all have the luxury of having the most easy childhood. Even if we have had, we've still had different things that have triggered us or left marks on us during our childhood that potentially we are still holding energy around. And often what happens is that comes out when we're an adult in relationships, it comes out in jobs, it comes out in your business, it comes out in lots of different ways, but as well, it comes out at different times of your life. So for me, I've done inner child healing over the years, a lot around allowing myself to be open to receive, allowing myself to be safe to have everything I want, and doing a lot around that so that I can actually allow in a lot more. Because when we're growing up, you're often told no a hell of a lot, and that's not from a bad place. It's from a, no, you can't have those sweets because too many sweets are going to rot your teeth and all those things. But when you're hearing no all the time as a kid, it can really create that idea of you're not allowed what you want as an adult. So I initially started doing it from a manifesting point of view and allowing in more abundance and allowing in more into my life as an adult. But what I've actually realized is over the last year, since going through severe grief, is that my inner child needed extra love and attention during this period. And it really is, it comes in stages. So you might be at a point where you are healing your inner child for a receiving point of view. It might be to expand your business, because yes, healing your inner child expands your business. But it also might be from a point of view of something's maybe happened in your life and your inner child's had their comfort blanket ripped out from under them. That's what happened to me when my mum passed away last year. I felt like my whole comfort had gone. She was the person that throughout everything I would always go to, even if, I had a partner. She was the one static thing in my life that was always there. And it wasn't always the most easy relationship, but she was the standard. She was the one who was always there. So when that wasn't there anymore, my inner child went into absolute catastrophe. And you can often see signs that you do need to look at inner child healing because you are catastrophizing. Your thoughts go from 0 to 100 in seconds, and suddenly you're at the worst case scenario and it's all doom and gloom, or you're thinking something bad could happen quite quickly. And that was where I was, which was very unusual for me because I'm in control of my thoughts a lot of the time. And what was happening was I was catastrophizing. So if I didn't hear off somebody, something would happen to them, or there was all these thoughts racing in my mind, which really showed me that my inner child was scared. And there was something that she needed to say. She just needed to be heard, or she needed to be hugged, or she needed to be, just comforted in some way. So we all have to start to look at doing this to reparent ourselves, because we've been taught mechanisms and ways of being from a young age that aren't particularly the most healthy. We've been taught by other humans who probably didn't have the most healthiest patterns, and it can really leave a mark. So, what I want to encourage you in this episode is to start looking at your inner child is always with you. She's always going to be there. She's always going to be part of your life. And if she's in a good place, if she's feeling healthy and happy, she can be the most creative, vibrant entity in your business. She can bring that energy. She can bring that life force to your business. If she isn't in that place, what can tend to happen is she can catastrophize. She can worry that you're not good enough. She can worry that you shouldn't be doing too much. She can give you imposter syndrome and all the things that, we try and fight with our logical minds. But actually, it could just be our inner child having a paddy. So what I tend to do is I use the rare technique to comfort my inner child. And what I tend to do is when I find that my thoughts are racing or things are getting a bit out of control, or I feel overwhelmed or I feel scared for whatever reason, I stop and I recognize. So rare is for the first one is for recognize. Recognize there's something wrong. Recognize that your inner child or that part of you, your ego, needs a bit of comfort. So recognize what's happening and then acknowledge. So acknowledge the thoughts, acknowledge the fears, acknowledge that they're well within their rights to be scared or they're well within their rights to be heard. What we tend to do is we tend to push past things. We tend to be positive. We tend to fight through it. And I think this is why so many people, especially when they've lost someone in their life, they tend to have anxiety later on. And it could be because they're pushing through these emotions rather than seeing what's really going on. So I was catastrophizing. My thoughts were spiraling, and sometimes they still do. And I know that that's a sign. That's a sign for me to recognize. That's a sign for me to acknowledge what my inner child wants to say. So if you're at that point, make sure you're acknowledging it. Make sure you're hearing your inner child. Go in and ask, what do you need? What's going to give you comfort? And this allows you to then reframe. So once you've understood what they need, what's going to help, you can either reframe or reassure. So you can reframe it. You can say, things are okay. You're completely safe. You are protected. And this is reassurance as well for your inner child. It really does reassure them, make them feel safe, make them feel like you're the parent, make them feel like you are looking after them. And then the last part is embody. So if you were really to embody this new belief, this reframe, this reassurance, how would you be acting? Would you be feeling more safe? Would you be feeling more confident? What would you be doing that would really embody this safety for your inner child? So for me, when I'm embodying it, what I do is I just sit and I just allow myself to be and allow myself to feel whatever I need to feel. And I reassure myself that that's exactly what I need. So me embodying in over the last year has actually been me really feeling every feeling, which was unusual for me, I must admit. I'm a little bit of a hard ass when it comes to my emotions. Even though I teach everybody, feel your feelings, it's not been an easy journey for me. I've pushed them down for so long. Since I was a child, I pushed those emotions down. So for me, the embodiment is really allowing myself to feel, allowing myself to be sad, allowing myself to feel low, just allowing it. And that releases more than you could ever possibly know. So whatever you need to embody, whatever your inner child needs, just to let it heal, just to let it be heard. Just do it. Just let it do whatever it needs to do and reassure it that it's all just temporary and that it's completely safe. So when you're doing your inner child healing, like I said, it could be different stages of your life. It could be for business growth. So your embodiment could be around being more creative, going on a play date, doing something fun. It could be around bringing that excitement out in your life, letting it do something a little bit risky, a little bit scary, like you would when you were a kid. That could be your embodiment piece. You need to figure out what your inner child wants. But if you get in touch with your inner child and actually make it feel safe, what you do is you lay the best concrete foundations that you could ever possibly have. People bypass this and then they're building on shaky ground. You're always looking outside of yourself, maybe looking for validation, maybe looking for things that are going to make you feel better, maybe looking for material things because you think that's what's going to give you that centered, balanced feeling. But often it's just reparenting and re-loving your inner child. And once you give yourself that time and space to do this, your self-worth, your confidence, your value in yourself rises. And this increases your abundance in your business. So do not bypass any inner child healing if you are wanting to grow your business, because believe me, the results will be incredible. But the best bit is you reconnect with who you are. Reconnecting with my inner child has allowed me to be more fun. It's allowed me to stop being such an adult all the time and actually just have a laugh, not take everything so serious in my business and enjoy what I do. That has all come from inner child healing. So if you are feeling like you're being serious all of the time, then this is a sign that you need to tap into that inner child. The magic, the creativity, the fun, the excitement. It's not all about just healing from the hurt. It's about healing that part of you that lost that excitement, that creativity, that anything could happen feeling. There is so much power with tapping into this side of you because believe me, it's like rocket fuel for your life. So make sure you do that activity regular. Make sure you tap in and connect. Make sure you enjoy this process because there is so much magic once you start to connect in. I feel so much more youthful from connecting with my inner child. Nothing is just as dull as it was. Everything is more exciting, more vibrant. I see everything with that lens of like, oh, this could be good. This is magic. So imagine opening up those doors. And if you want help and support, then this is what I do. Connect with me, have me as your mentor. Let's work through this process. Because believe me, there is so much magic on the other side. And the most exciting thing, even more business growth. Believe me. I hope you enjoyed this episode and use that rare technique. It really will help. But wherever you're at on this journey, remember it will go through phases. I've went into deep healing lately, but before that, it was all about that receiving and releasing and just having that excitement in my business. And that is why I get to have so much fun in my life. So please make sure you connect in and unleash the fun and unleash that side of you that really does know how amazing you are. It just needs to remember. Catch you soon. Bye.